Hello everyone, I'm Michael Hernandez, and here's what's happening in LA this week. We want to wish you all a very happy new year. We're very excited to see what 2024 has in store. But before we move forward, let's take some time to look back at 2023. From the mayor's work on homelessness to the city council working on wage theft, here's a look at some of the stories we covered.
We are at the Asian American Drug Abuse Program to talk about the intersection of addiction, mental illness, and homelessness. We know that if we are going to end homelessness in LA, we have to address why they were unhoused to begin with, and substance abuse and mental illness is one reason.
Imagine how hard it is for any family member trying to help a loved one who is right now in the throes of addiction. Imagine how hard it must be for a loved one who is trying to help someone in the family who is going through severe mental health crisis. Now imagine trying to help someone just like that, but who is unhoused. You can see how difficult the issue is.
Right now, we have limited treatment and a massive problem. You can't look at these problems separately in isolation. Treatment has to be a part of the equation. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we had the street team from USC, and they witnessed an overdose right there in front of them. Had to administer Narcan 4 separate occasions to keep this person alive. They've saved over the years thousands of lives by making treatment available.
I've committed to the mayor that we will do everything we can in the Biden administration to try to work this. We think we can try to help. And for all those people who today are trying to help a loved one, we say, keep going. We want to be there as partners.
It's a beautiful celebration to open up the regional connector. Run by Metro, you could take a one-seat ride from the city of Azusa all the way to Long Beach and East LA all the way to Santa Monica. And it's going to save both ways 20 minutes, which is going to be transformational for people who live in different parts of the county. And I'm happy to be the supervisor that represents the downtown area and where these significant terminals, the 3 terminals, are being opened this week. And it's a beautiful day for us here in LA.
It's really going to help people explore downtown LA and all the cultural monuments that we have, whether it's right here in Little Tokyo with their Japanese American National Museum, or in Grand Park where we have our operas, as well as downtown in general. So we're really excited about what Regional Connector will mean in reconnecting our communities and rediscovering a safe LA Metro.
They're naming the area after my dad, Norm Mineta, who was instrumental in helping getting funding in. This was part of his vision. When he was Secretary of Transportation, one of his driving forces was always mass transit. And to have this open up today is just one of his life's dreams. And even though he is not with us physically anymore, I know he's down with us right now smiling. It makes me feel just really great pride. I loved my dad, so I do have that family pride, but I saw his work. I saw all of the effort and the love that he put into transportation and to trying to connect people together. And to have this station open up, this connector, which is so great from Los Angeles, and to have them recognize it, it just means so much.
We're all connected now, and that's what it is. It's a regional connector to go from Santa Monica to East LA or from Azusa to Long Beach, and you don't have to worry about transferring to a bunch of different trains. I know it's easier for me when I took my granddaughters to Santa Monica to the beach. I had to worry about where to transfer, how to transfer. So this connects communities, then also make it easier to get to work, make it easier to go to the doctors, make it easier for people to go to school. I mean, all these things are real life. It'll be easier and faster to take the train than to take a car.
We are out here on the Veterans Administration campus in West Los Angeles, opening 2 new beautiful buildings of permanent supportive housing for our military veterans.
We know so many of our veterans have suffered out there for too long. And the idea that their suffering would come to an end when they move in a place like this beautiful campus, I think is exactly the type of way we need to honor and pay tribute to people who have sacrificed for our country.
There's approximately 123 beds in these 2 buildings, and that coupled with Building 209 in the background, which we brought on in about 2017, it's about 170 units in total. These units are all 1-bedrooms and studio apartments. They're fairly large. They all come with full kitchens. The facility, the campus itself, is a few acres. 100% of the time there are staff on site, so there are managers in each building, there are supportive staff caregivers in each building, and so it's really a lot. When you couple that with the actual medical facility being just down the road, they have full service everything here.
We have currently about 4,000 homeless veterans on the streets in Los Angeles, and providing each one of them with a place to call home, the supportive services that they need, and access to the VA healthcare system is the very least that we can do to provide for those men and women who have served our country.
This is so important for the city of Los Angeles because we have the highest population of homeless vets in the country. And so last year we've housed over 1,000 vets. This year we'll house over 1,500 vets, which is the most of any city in the country.
It is wonderful to do these developments, but the idea of the vision of what this will eventually be, a village where veterans will have a sense of community, where I know that there will be activities. And I also know that the surrounding neighborhood, when I represented this area years ago in the State House, is very, very committed to the veterans on this campus.
Our supportive services, our case management, our 24/7 staff enable individuals to have the time to stabilize, to get adjusted, to have dignity, and to ultimately recover and build their lives.
The city of LA is receiving $2 million from the EPA to remediate Taylor Yards, to begin that remediation process so that we can create more green space. $2 million is just a fraction of what is needed to get this project across the finish line, but we are years deep into this project. Community has been involved, and now we have every single level of government paying attention to this parcel of land. This is just the beginning with the money piece from the EPA, which is exciting. We still got a long way to go, but we have the most important people at the table to make it happen.
What we're dealing with are those areas in our country that have been contaminated, dumped on, usually low-income communities of color. And it takes a lot of little steps. It's the hardest to go into a place that's contaminated and rebuild, but it just reflects the commitment under the Bass leadership to revitalize the lowest and most polluted communities, and it reflects the prioritization of this administration to make sure we're investing across the nation in communities just like this.
Within the first few days of the administration, a pledge was made toward equity. I can't think of a better expression for it than the environment and the disproportionate impact that environmental damage has taken on especially communities of color. This grant is the first step for Los Angeles to begin that process.
Our community needs beautification, it needs greenery, it needs open space. I have a little girl, and it would be nice for her to enjoy some of these projects for so many years.
This project is going to benefit the community because it's going to create more of these green spaces. In CD1, we represent over 250,000 people. 60% of those people are tenants, meaning they don't have front yards and backyards that they can play in like a lot of people do. So this project is life-changing for folks that don't have access to those green spaces. This is very exciting. It's going to be super beneficial, and we need more of this.
Today, we're going to unveil an incredible package of motions that will begin the process of ending Los Angeles' dismal reputation as the wage theft capital of the United States. So wage theft is when a worker is not paid the minimum wage that they should, when they're asked to work off the clock, they miss their meal break, or don't get paid for overtime. We know that happens to a lot of working class Angelenos to the tune of over $26 million a week.
We know that workers lose about 12.5% of their income to wage theft. It's in somebody's pocket, it's just not in the pocket where it belongs. We are looking to increase the resources and the awareness and the enforcement to make sure that we are sticking up for workers.
And a lot of these folks are low-wage workers, workers of color, immigrants.
These are the cooks, these are the dishwashers, these are the housekeepers, these are the immigrants, these are the women of color. These are the folks that are most disproportionately affected.
Mistreatment of workers has no home in Los Angeles.
If we're not gonna stand up for each other, who is? So I came here on behalf of my own community, which is the Black community, who are constantly being discriminated against. So that Black Angelenos have a fighting chance to avoid and remain out of being unhoused. Thank you.
You know, having $40 or $50 more in your paycheck per week truly makes a big difference. When we think about why folks cannot pay a certain bill, when they cannot buy groceries, when they end up in the street, why they're dealing with issues of poverty, these little things do make a difference to the families living on the edge.
Wage theft has no home in Los Angeles. And I want you to know that when you come for our workers, we're coming together and we're coming for you. When we fight, we win.
The City of Los Angeles is now offering multiple convenient options to safely recycle your Christmas tree. For LA City residents, remove the decorations and cut the tree into pieces that will fit in your green bin. If your tree is too big to cut and place inside the green bin, simply put the tree curbside on collection day. In addition to curbside pickup, tree drop-offs are available at select fire stations and mulching facilities citywide. The city's Sanitation Bureau uses recycled trees to produce compost and mulch that is available to residents for free. For more info, visit lacitysan.org/tree recycle. The Department of Cultural Affairs, DCA, is seeking muralists to propose their own historically significant murals in the city of LA that need conservation. The mural proposal must include a paid apprenticeship opportunity for young people from the mural's local neighborhood. Mural conservation projects should also depict the social justice themes of the mural, notable cultural figures, or histories meaningful to residents. The project is funded through the Mural Works pilot program, which aims to improve neighborhoods, reimagine public art, and provide youth mentorships. To align with the goal of increasing equity, DCA will prioritize the mural restoration projects in neighborhoods most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. For more information and to apply, go to culturela.org/calls. The Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, HACLA, announced $40 million in grant awards under the Home Key initiative, which expands LA's housing solutions. In the third round of Home Key, funds were secured by HACLA for 4 projects, adding 149 units of permanent supportive housing for at-risk Angelenos. The grants come from the state of California, with the housing projects to be located in Canoga Park, East Hollywood, Sherman Oaks, and Mar Vista. Future residents of all 4 properties will have access to supportive services including case management, benefit assistance, employment services, and more. Since 2020, HACLA has purchased 34 properties through HomeKey, providing 2,181 units of housing. For more information about HACLA and its initiatives, please visit hacla.org.
As we continue our journey back to 2023, let's visit some of our heroes from LAFD and LAPD. Then, let's look at some of the improvements done by the Rec and Parks Department, and finally, we'll see who's been hanging around the LA Zoo.
Here we are tonight, we're at Dodger Stadium. We're here at our Valor event 2023, and we're here to recognize 6 of our awardees, our firefighters that went above and beyond in the call of duty.
I'm honored to recognize the 6 firefighters who remind us of what is really at stake every time you put on your uniforms. It's the safety of our families and the security of our communities. These firefighters will be honored with a Medal of Merit or a Special Commendation Award for their exemplary actions. In addition, we honor the Unit of the Year, as well as the foundations and organizations that have been crucial in supporting our fire department.
It is undescribable. I mean, just the praise and adoration of the department and the city and the donors and the sponsors, it's just unbelievable. I mean, it is really rewarding and refreshing to be able to get recognized for what you do. Not that we want it, but when it does happen, it is just unbelievable.
The families that were here, they know how hard their loved ones work, but to be able to get just a little bit of recognition, our firefighters, each and every one of them tonight, if you were to ask them, what about it, they're going to say they did their jobs. But it's special for their families too, and that's actually one of my favorite parts about this type of an event.
I've been doing this job for over 33 years now, and to be able to serve the citizens of Los Angeles, the very city that I arrived to in 1972 from Louisiana, I never thought that I would come and live in Los Angeles in the Nickerson Garden projects in South LA and serve in such a capacity as a battalion chief for the city of Los Angeles and the citizens of Los Angeles. So it means everything to me.
An individual had a gun on a woman. She was screaming for help that he was going to kill her. She came to the front door, able to get her out of harm's way. The suspect came out. We exchanged gunfire. I got the Medal of Valor and the Purple Heart for an incident that occurred almost 50 years ago this October.
This is our annual Above and Beyond. It allows us as a department to honor our Medal of Valor recipients, our Purple Heart Medal recipients, and it's a day to reflect upon the outstanding valor, bravery, sacrifice that the men and women of this organization go out and do every day. What we showcase today occurs throughout the city, and the sacrifice and the dedication is something that is our hallmark, and I'm proud of them. Today we gave out 16 Medal of Valor. That is the department's highest award for bravery and valor. And we gave out 10 Purple Hearts, which is an injury that's a traumatic injury. We lost 2 of our recipients to the injuries suffered as a result of their police action and, again, the service of this city.
I'm retired, but I'm still a brother in blue, part of this department, and that's what it means to me. And I'm sure all my brothers and sisters feel the same way.
I highly recommend people to become police officers, to serve the community and do a good job and try to help people as much as you can.
Our men and women are here for them.
We're celebrating the grand opening of our new refurbished tennis courts here at Jackie Tatum Harbor Park, so we're super excited about this day. Now we have world-class facilities here in this community, meaning our kids can come out and develop and achieve big things.
Thanks to the U.S. Tennis Association, 8 courts were refurbished for the community. And so we're very excited from the generous donation from the association, but more importantly, that the community will get to enjoy these newly refurbished tennis courts.
A USTA Foundation came out. They're definitely going to be teaching all of our kids how to play tennis. They have mini courts, they have full courts. We have Olympians here today as well to help teach our kids how to be student athletes.
To see you guys have the same opportunity, coaches and people, great mentors, to not only excel on the court, but as human beings is an unbelievable opportunity. So congrats to you guys, congrats to everybody who's a part of this, and I'm happy to be here with you guys today, and let's have some fun.
These courts have been here for a long time, and if there's tennis, we welcome any kids, adaptive kids. We welcome any type of equity. We equity play out here. Everybody in the community can come out here and have a space to play, to exercise, and feel safe.
These courts give us an opportunity to enjoy this sport and to be able to work hard
you know, a lot of us out here really love it, and having these new courts is going to help us get better and improve. Pete Brown has been helping me since I was a little girl. They've always been there for me. I'm very thankful for the things that they've given me. I mean, they've shaped me to be the person that I am today.
We want these kids to share and enjoy the same thing that these suburban communities are enjoying and that these country clubs are enjoying. World-class facilities out here so they could have that world-class mindset. Take that world-class mindset on the court and take it out in the community and dream big.
So the LA Zoo has obviously many animals and many different species from all over the world. We have just celebrated World Gorilla Day, so we're really into our gorillas at the moment. Gorillas are a species that we have had long-time partnerships with conservation in the wild, particularly with Grace, Gorilla Rehabilitation and Conservation Education Center in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So we really love to share our gorillas with our guests here and talk about what we do for our gorillas, everything we do for their welfare, and also how what we learn from taking care of our gorillas has helped us in the Congo to help the gorillas at Grace.
As a conservation biologist, working at a zoo is a really interesting thing because I think of the LA Zoo as a conservation organization. We have people throughout the zoo, whether they're in our animal care, taking care of these animals and figuring out how to maximize their welfare so that we can take that to the Democratic Republic of Congo and improve the welfare of the animals that are from confiscations and support our partners in Grace. But we also have a big learning and engagement or education division, and they have expertise and training and degrees in figuring out how to connect with people and get them to develop empathy, care about nature, and then take actions to support it. And so throughout the zoo, you're going to find that there's messaging and information. There are people here you can talk with, whether it's docents or volunteers or staff who are taking care of the animals or learning engagement staff. You can learn about how you can do things to protect biodiversity and improve the world. So there's a lot of things that you can learn when you come to the zoo, and there's a lot of actions that you can take. And so the zoo is a resource for people in Los Angeles who really want to help biodiversity.
In our feature story, we pay tribute to one of the city's oldest members. The Los Angeles Public Library System has been providing the public with unlimited knowledge and a variety of programs and services for over a century and a half.
We're standing in the middle of our recently opened exhibition, LAPL 150, Our Story is Yours, and it's designed to, in this one space, tell 150 years of history of the Los Angeles Public Library System. The Los Angeles Public Library formed in 1872 when the population of our city was only 6,000 people, and a group of residents got together at the Merced Theater and decided we want a library. I think we have close to 400 photos represented in the exhibition, and our friends over in the Special Collections Department dug in the archives so we could really pull out some special materials. Handwritten, minutes and logs from when the library system first formed. We dug out the old library cards so people can come in and see the evolution of the library cards. We really wanted to represent all of our branches, and so we have a wall-sized slideshow that has close to 200 slides. I like to think the library's been incredibly important. That's our mission. Our mission is to serve the community. That's why we exist. During the war, we served soldiers by making sure they have books, but our doors were also open during the Depression for people to come in. We help people get their high school diplomas. There is plenty of opportunity for people to come downtown and see this incredible exhibition. The story of the Los Angeles Public Library System really is the story of Los Angeles.
Don't miss the longest running and largest live celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King as the Kingdom Day Parade returns to LA for its 39th year. The parade honors the life and legacy of Dr. King with marching bands, floats, dancers, drumlines, equestrian units, and community groups all marching for social justice in support of Dr. King's dream. This year, see the first Royal Court crowning King and Queen as part of the Parade Scholarship Program under the theme of can't stop, won't stop going to the promised land. The Kingdom Day Parade is held on MLK and Crenshaw Boulevards on January 15th at 10 a.m. and goes until 2 p.m. For more information, log on to kingdomdayparade.org. Decades ago, Dr. Martin Luther King addressed 15,000 Angelenos at LA's historic Memorial Coliseum. Central to his message was human dignity and race relations. In 2024, LA Works continues their long tradition of honoring Dr. King's legacy by empowering Angelenos to take action at the Coliseum where Dr. King spoke 60 years ago. At this event, thousands of volunteers will have hands-on activities to address issues around homelessness, education equity, food insecurity, and economic opportunity. The MLK Day of Service happens Monday, January 15th from noon to 4 p.m. at the LA Coliseum. Log on to laworks.com/MLK for more information. Get ready to take a journey through some of the greatest plays of our recent past. Interact Theater Company, in collaboration with the LA Public Library and Department of Cultural Affairs, presents stage readings of 5 Pulitzer Prize-winning plays between January and May. The first performance in the series is Clybourne Park by Bruce Norris. Loosely based on historical events that took place in Chicago, the play takes a modern look at the issues of race and aspirations for a better life. This exceptional series is free and open to the public. Don't miss Interact Theater's staged reading of Clybourne Park at the Studio City Branch Library, Saturday, January 13th, starting at 2 p.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Michael Hernandez. From all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.